You know, I couldn't believe that my internet issues followed me across ISPs. Like, this stream would have started like 10 minutes ago, but for some reason, the Ethernet just wasn't working on my computer. I wasn't sure why. Like, my phone's internet was completely fine. Wireless, completely fine. It's like my PC doesn't have wireless support. Not that I would use it. Hi, Valid. Not that I would use it, but it's just like, why does it follow me around? I don't get it. So after some technical difficulties, I spent 10 minutes trying to sort this out. So don't be surprised if something goes wrong again on the stream. At least it's not like stream ending bad. It's like the VOD is still watchable after the fact, but it's the fact that it just kind of happens during the stream just hurts the streaming experience. What's up, sexy Asian man with the LGBTQ lights? Do they stroke now? That's a good question. That's the off button. I don't think they do. Like, I don't know why. The buttons don't work. I tried this yesterday. I completely forgot to download the app. There's an app that's associated with this thing. I completely forgot to download it. Now, let's do something productive while I'm standing around here doing nothing and talking about nothing. The bisexual lighting won't stroke. I don't know. I'll see about it like after the next stream. Or maybe I'll find some time to do it after I let something run in the background. You know, maybe I can practice my ability to just talk about whatever while I let things run. Now, what was I doing last stream? I was working on a brick blast furnace. What are we gonna do this stream? We're gonna continue working on this brick blast furnace. Now, I also wanted to determine where I wanted this thing to be. What are these used for? Tiny piles of ash. Fertilizer. Minecraft streams are known to get multifunctional and ambidextrous. Is this even used for? Solarium dust. Wood ash. Living matter. I just like heard a zombie and I was like, where was that? I thought that was in my house. I guess we'll just leave this in here. It's a byproduct of like... Oh yeah, I guess I need to do this. Crushed calcite ore, gypsum ore. What was I intending to do with this? I can macerate this too. Oh yeah, we were trying to find more gypsum. That was the entire thing we ended last stream on. There was also, this fire clay needs to be smelted. So it was really the bucket of concrete we were trying to work on. So what we also wanted was this thing, which was a work table. It was, we need this work table. So I need a bookshelf, which I guess like we can get this from the roguelike dungeon. No, we can probably find this in the, we could probably find this in the village. Fire clay dust, impure pile of calcite dust. I mean, I can purify this. Do I have a bucket? I have like one bucket. Oh, no, it's not gonna be easy. What are all those pickaxes in the NEI thingy? Oh, that is the many pickaxes you can make in this mod. They're all made of like the different Tinker's Construct materials. They're made of every single one. Sorry, my nose is itchy. There we go. I see. Yeah, it's all part of Tinker's Construct. So I needed this bucket of water. I lost my train of thought. I was trying to make this table. Oh, right, it was for a bookshelf. I wanted to go get a bookshelf. I suppose, like, the nearest place I could get a bookshelf is over by the village. Danny, you know what today is? Today's Monday. This is one of those days. It's my birthday? Oh, happy birthday. You know what today also is? It's BBF day. We're gonna make this damn brick blast furnace. We're gonna finally make this stupid thing. Ow. Finally. Yeah, we spent the entirety of last stream like working towards it and we didn't even finish it. Now, what I'm doing is that I'm running over here because I want to see if there was a library. That was the moose man who just hit you? I'll keep an eye out for him next time so he doesn't hurt me again. This is a date. I want to say this village had a bookshelf. I want to say there was at least one library around here. Otherwise, I guess I can just make my own bookshelves. But I kind of don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. Now, obviously, we can't just, like, bring it around with us. We have to actually... We'll need to turn it back into books, and then we need to turn it into a bookshelf. Did you see the EDP documentary? No. Is that person still relevant? I was like, should we still care about this person? I thought this person got in trouble a long time ago. I thought this guy got in trouble a long time ago, and then nobody wanted anything to do with him ever again. I mean, like, I don't even think he was that good of a person even before he got into, like, the quote-unquote drama. Did you see the Calamity got nuked? Well, what, the Discord's gone? It's like, I was literally talking about it earlier today. I won't get into the details. Yeah, probably because I don't really care. It's like, I know who you're talking about. What happened to Calamity Mod? Well, apparently, so there's this guy named Ozatron, who I believe was like the new lead dev of Calamity. I don't know if that person was always there. I want to say that person was always there when Fabsoul got kicked out. The whole mod has been yeah, I read that too. I saw it. And it turned out that person was also a pedophile. So now basically a lot of people who were associated with the mod don't want their assets that they've like provided or their music they provided to be associated with the mod anymore. And everybody that remains has decided that the mod is no longer worth maintaining. So Calamity Mod, as we know it, this iteration of Calamity Mod is now dead. So we're never getting that Yarum update. We're also we're not getting anything. I don't know. I was like, when I heard about that, I was just like, well, I'm not playing Calamity currently. I think like Infernal Eclipse might be like the final pair of videos that feature Calamity Mod, and I don't know if I'll ever really touch the mod very much after this. Because I was even talking about it on the Discord, where it was like, I feel like Calamity Mod was really state-of-the-art when it first came out. Would that have... Who would have thunk that putting the friend of the pedo ended up being a pedo? Ain't that the Jesus of Terraria mods? It's like the ore spawn of Terraria mods. That's how I described it to Redstorm. It's the ore spawn of Terraria mods. It became so big, so grand, that it swallowed the creator whole. Well, not in the same way as ore spawn, but it was just like, I don't know. It's basically the most popular Terraria mod. And now it's about to go away. Which it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I've explored the Terraria modding scene enough where I've seen a lot of high quality mods that are on par, if not better than Calamity. Like, quality wise. I think like, Calamity mod had a very specific niche where it was like, built to be like a difficult mod with like death mode or inferno mode even. But there are other mods that are kind of like that now, like Fargo Souls is now in the scene. Do me a favor and look for people your age. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about for a second? I was like, I'm already doing that. And I was like, oh, that's what you mean. Don't worry, it's fine. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not gonna do anything like that. In fact, I half outed myself to like my sister and my dad about like being attracted to older girls. Like this is something I've openly admitted, like on these streams. And then my sister, like when I like alluded to the idea that I did, my sister was like, "Ew, why?" And I was just like, "Okay, I guess this isn't a safe space to talk about my interests." I was just like, well, I guess I'm not in a safe space here. I'm just gonna change the subject. I was like, God damn. Like, what was with that reaction? She's like, hey, why are you with the older one? Is that why you fumbled that 10 out of 10 in kindergarten? Don't bring up my past mistakes. Don't bring up my past mistakes. No, younger you knew what you wanted. See, I was like, when did I start to believe this? When did I start to realize this about myself? What am I even doing right now? It's like I need to make the I need to make this. I think we also need more iron. We're running out of iron. So I need, this isn't done with the saw, it's done with the file. So I need this. And then I use the saw to cut this into these, and then I use the file again. And apparently that only makes 2 of those. So I need this, I need that, and I need this. So that makes 4 screws. So I also need a chest. I've got one lying around. Yeah, you don't have to worry about me. It's just like, I'm pretty sure most of the girls I've ever been interested in have been slightly old. No, it's like, I've explained this. It's a really weird thing where it's not even like a MILF thing. It's like, for some reason, if like this person is maybe like a year or 2, at the very least, like older than me, for some reason I find that way more attractive. And I don't understand why I feel that way. I don't really know who else I would be able to talk about with this. So I was like, why don't I just cast it out on the internet and see how everybody reacts to it? It's like that's like a really hyper-specific interest, where it's like, most people like MILFs. Is she a hot goth mommy? If she's a hot goth mommy, she's attractive. Well, it's like, no, they don't even have to be like 10 years older than me. It's like, just being, honestly, even just being like half a year older than me, for some reason already like sets me off, and I just think that's pretty hot. I don't get it. Okay, it's not a rational fetish. It's not. It's not. Like, I'm not gonna try to rationalize why I think that way. Like, even just half a year for some, like, even, like, if this person was even like maybe a month older than me, for some reason I find that more attractive. You find the idea. God damn it. No. You find the idea of women dominating you is very intriguing. God, is that what it is? I'll have to think that over. I'm like, is this the? God damn it! I'm like, is that? You think that's what it is? I think that's what it is. Maybe I've been lying to myself. Maybe I am a bottom, bro. I think I am a bottom. Let me make this work table. No shame in being a male sub. Oh yeah, we need this. That's not how it's made. You need a wooden plank, wooden pulp. Oh, that's why I was carrying the mortar and pestle in my inventory. That's why I had the wood in my inventory. So I need this. 48 of this. And I think we already have a compressor. Yeah, we have a compressor right here. Alright, so we'll need to make some wooden plates. So here's some more compressed fire clay. I don't know. I think we've already got enough fire brick. In fact, we might have enough fire brick just to make, like, 2 of these, maybe? Not sure yet. I don't know. Are there ways to make steel, like, more quickly once you make... Or is there a way to make more brick blast furnaces faster once we make our first one? Like, I assume we could start making, like, the steel... Well, no. You would need, like, the steel hull, and that's, like, 16 steel ingots, isn't it? Jesus. No, like, think about it. So, if I look up compressor... Like, if you wanted to make anything that made these, like, slightly faster. Steam squasher. Steam compressor, high pressure steam compressor. Steel plate, cast iron plate. Or maybe, okay, so you first need to make the original steam compressor. Okay, actually a steel plate is not that, just one steel plate? What about a cast iron plate? Where do you get one of these? Is this a arc furnace blast? Oh, it's a blast furnace thing. Carbon and ilmenite dust. Ilmenite ore, which I don't know if I've seen. I have no idea if I ran into this material. Well, that's something we'll have to examine like a little later. Danny, get a neck tat? Why? Why do I need a neck tattoo? Why do I need tattoos in general? I'm not a fan of tattoos. Well, I personally wouldn't get a tattoo. I think it depends on like the kind of tattoo for like another person, if I find it attractive or not. You killed my train of thought again. What was I trying to... Bookshelf. Bookshelf. Put godly on your neck? I don't really want to put any words on my neck. Yeah, this is what I'm waiting on. Do I have enough here? How much is each? Okay, so I need like 1 more? It takes 8 to make 1 plate. How's the steel looking? Or steam? Steam's looking fine. The image I sent to you on Discord, what you want? God damn it. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave that paper trail out here. I'm not sharing that image. God damn it. No, I can't share that in the Discord. I can't share that one in the Discord. I'm probably not gonna do that. Stop gatekeeping, so yes. DM it. 1 second. You know what, Valid, you just DM it. You're the one that has the image. You DM it to him. Why do I gotta be the mediator here? Alright, there's a bookshelf. Yeah, there was also a quest for it. So this allows me to make this item here. It's called a work table. Now I'm not sure how much better this is than an actual... I guess this is like better than a crafting station. We'll see about that. So let's say we just put it like here in the floor. Okay, so how does this thing work? Owner, search items, internal inventory, player inventory, all inventories. Sure, why not? Let me actually read the quest book and see what this thing does. Was it made here? It was this. Oh, you can get cast... Why wouldn't I take the cast iron ingot? Or no, both of those are the rewards. So, a manual crafting table, which remembers the last 9 recipes, or last 9 used recipes. Left-click one of the recipes shown in the right-hand side to automatically fill the crafting grid. Right-click to lock a memorized recipe and prevent a newer recipe from bumping it off. Resources need to go in the internal inventory. The crafting matrix is only a visual representation. The forestry work table is super useful. You can reduce the tedium of many common jobs because you can click-drag across a row of items, and it will use the tools in its own inventory to continue crafting. Okay, making item X with a bucket of Y. Put all the ingredients into the table, and if the recipe is selected, shift-click to result to craft them all once until you run out. I hate knowing that Venus is a hellhole of a planet. The idea of mice on Venus is much less interesting to me. Well, like, who's gonna want to live on Venus? What's going on Venus? Danny, have you ever been racist? I think I was low-key transphobic, like, maybe up until sometime in the college. I sometimes felt like, when I look back on it, sometimes I felt like I was. Partially because, like, through high school, I didn't really understand it. And through high school, it was kind of normalized to, like... Well, it wasn't very normalized when I was in high school. So, like, the very concept of it was, like, just weird. Was, like, very unfamiliar. And I don't know if that's a good enough excuse. I think I did used to be that way at one point. And I kind of grew out of it sometime during college. Which is, like, that's not very long ago, honestly. It really isn't. And I think back to that and just think, like, man, I don't know why I ever thought that way. I do feel quite ashamed of it. But it's like, I was never directly, like... I think it was more I just didn't, like, spend much time around like, that group of people. Nor did I... And, like, when I had a trans, like... I had a trans girl as, one of my coworkers when I was a TA. And honestly... She was just like everyone else. She had interests, she had hobbies, she had her own life outside of what we were doing in school. Funny enough, they're exactly like us. They just choose to express themselves differently. And you're free to express yourself how you wish. Did she have it? Did she have it on her? What are you talking about? That cake? I'm trying to remember. I don't think she did. I don't think she did. I was like, I think, I don't know, maybe she did a little. I don't know, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't really remember. Yeah, it's like, believe it or not, different groups seem less unfamiliar and weird when you actually talk to one of them. That's your lesson of the day. Was there a stack of iron sitting around in here? I'm still like... Now that we've made this thing, I'm like, what was I even gonna use this for? I guess it's like, we now need the buckets of concrete. We now need this. So you need stone dust, quartz sand, calcite dust, which calcite dust is something that we have to macerate. Yeah, like how I'm black and you're Asian, we're human, aren't we? Yeah. I mean, like, I was never racist. I've never been racist. Have I said the N-word before? That's a good question, have I? Have I actually? You said you were? I was like, have I ever? Have you? Ah, Jesus. Let me think back to high school. I think, like... Okay, so here's a confession. I have. And I think it was in response to my black friend, Johan, calling me a chink outside like a store. I'd genuinely be surprised if you said the N-word before. I think, like... It was like to match his energy where he was like, he called me a chink, like outside a grocery store. And we were 15. We were 15 when this happened. I matched him and then called him the N-word. And then we laughed it off. There was no one else around. It was just us. It was just us. So yeah, that's probably like one of the few times, or only time I've ever said it. But yeah, I was young. I was very young. It's 2026. Can you still get canceled for this? I don't know. Probably no one would care. Like, you know some YouTubers like from 2018 or so, like who were like normally like the Counter-Strike YouTubers, I feel, who made like really edgy jokes. You remember those YouTubers from like 2018 to like 2020? Those guys were saying the N-word all the time and no one cared because it was just like everyone in their community knew that they were joking. Like, they all knew it was a joke. So, like, I feel like if you fostered a community where, like, dropping the N-word is, like, a normal thing and everybody understands it's a joke, then you probably won't get canceled. Like, I know a couple YouTubers who have, like, they're, like, edgy YouTubers who, like, make a lot of, like, inappropriate jokes for, like, the sake of humor. And everybody who watches the videos knows it's a joke. That's why they don't get in trouble for it, because everyone watching knows it's a joke. I think if like a YouTuber who has never like said the N-word ever in the history of their channel just suddenly said the N-word, I think people would find that strange. I love my edgy content. Yeah, I think it entirely depends on the community, like how they would react to something like that. It depends on like what you know about the person who said it. Because like if a person just, you know, like PewDiePie never said the N-word like up until that moment, and people were like kind of taken aback by like, whoa, why he said the N-word, that's weird. Like, you know what I mean? I could kind of understand why people reacted that way. There was a pro player that had that during a competition. He said, I didn't know that was on the gun. I play left-handed when he got caught. What am I even doing? I got distracted again. I wanted the calcite. Where the hell is the calcite? Also, where the hell have you been, Nate? It kind of just hit me. Where the hell have you been? I'm like, I haven't seen you at all. You weren't there. You were out in South Carolina. I was like expecting to see you there. And I was like, you didn't pull up. We were all expecting you. Yeah, I need this. I need this to be a double. I was like, don't be a stranger. It's like sometimes me and Joel are just hanging out and doing stuff. Don't be a stranger, man. Pull this up? What do you pull this up? What are we talking about now? Is that macerator still operating? It's just really damn slow. Fresh calcite ore. Then this has to be hammered. There's no other way to make more out of this. We just have to use it as is. So I'm gonna leave this as is. I completely forgot to go into the config. Is that what's still operating? Depression hit hard after my dog passed away. I'm feeling, oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot that happened. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. I kind of completely forgot about that. My bad. That was the dog I said was a raccoon, like when we were looking out at Jay's backyard that night. Was it that dog? If I remember correctly? Was that the dog I thought was a raccoon when it was like wandering around Jay's yard? I think it was actually. I'm better now, don't worry about it. Yeah. It was like we were all like, I don't even know what excuse I had for it anymore when I like tried to like play it off like I didn't know. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I was doing that night. that was the I've told this story before. That was like the one time I was high. You're the one that slept with you in the. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It was just like that was the one time. That was the one time we were. I was ever high. What about you getting skinned on the street? Someone comes in here and skins me alive and scalps my forehead. I was like, yeah, what a novel concept. What if we took someone on stream and just killed them? What do you think that would do? How do you think people would react to that? Look at the calcite dust. YouTube can't do shit. It's fine. If YouTube doesn't want it, we'll just put it on Rumble. Anything could be put on Rumble. And when anything's allowed to be on the website, that's good, right? I remember when I was first exposed to Rumble. I was first told about Rumble. Is that a gore site? Rumble is just like... It's just like... It's one of those YouTube and Twitch alternatives that it's just like they want to be like different from YouTube and Twitch. But then they kind of have their own like series of problems that don't involve, like, that are unrelated to no one wants to use the site. That's kind of what it is. It's like Odyssey. Odyssey is also like that. And Vanillo. Vanillo, Odyssey, like a bunch of sites. Because it's like, here's the thing. Nobody wants to actually leave YouTube. No matter how many like bad decisions YouTube makes in its design, no one wants to leave it. No one actually wants to leave it. Because like, even the people that are like, hey, even the people that are like, wow, YouTube's made this awful like decision. Why are we still using this site? They still continue to use the site. They still do. Because because like the true like reason anybody sticks around on this site was introduced back like way back when. And that was the ability to make money on the site. It's like the only reason anybody's like continues to put up with how YouTube is either like they're fine with, either they're actually fine with like the state of YouTube, and like I guess for me I'm kind of indifferent. Like I just stream, I make videos. I don't know. I have a semblance of a community, and it's just like it's whatever. But like other people, they want money. They want their videos to be monetized. They want ad revenue. It's what I feel like none of them want to admit. They got crazy Fortnite clips on the hub though. Yeah, I bet. Maybe if you like went on, I am part of this community. Yes, you are. It's like that's how I feel about it. And there are a lot of people who are like, YouTube is everything. It's like my only source of financial like stability. And I'm just like, why? Because like you're not an employee of YouTube. You're a customer. And if like they want to make a decision that they feel like works better for their intended demographic, if that means moving away from you, they will most likely do it. Because you're just, at the end of the day, you're just one of their customers. And you probably should, as mean as it sounds, you should get a normal job. It's like, I don't think I'll act like YouTube isn't a job, like making videos. But it's like, it's technically a form of self-employment. But I feel like it's a very unstable form of self-employment because it's like an unstable form of self-employment because it's in the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry is like the most volatile industry you could ever be in. 1 minute, everybody is looking at you, and that is your source of money, is everybody looking at you. And another day, something could change about the website that makes it so no one does. And I feel like if you never accounted for that, I'm not sure how much of that is your fault as opposed to YouTube's fault. I feel like that's a really cold way to put it, but I can't really think of a better way to express it. I don't know. I guess like I wouldn't know what it's like because I've never been a person who's like relied solely on YouTube for money. I've never been a person that's done that. I guess I wouldn't understand. I think you have a point. I don't know, it's like there's a lot of people who put a lot of effort into like what they do on YouTube. And it's like they believe it's like worth they believe it's worth like being given money for it. Like a lot of people do. But I feel like I'm not sure. I wouldn't call it entitlement. Entitlement doesn't sound like the right one. Like, I wouldn't call him self-entitled. I'm not entirely sure, because, like, it's a strange relationship, isn't it? It's like you make money from this site, and YouTube is kind of technically your manager, but they're not. You're not really an employee. You're not really an employee, but technically you kind of are. You know what I mean? That's a very unique relationship. That, like, no normal job before, like, that existed before, like, 2005 was ever like this. It's a very weird concept. It's a very weird concept having, like, a social media site. They're what could be considered a landlord. I'm not sure how I feel about that analogy either. They own where you do your business. I guess I see what you mean. And I don't know, like, I guess, like, I don't know enough about being a landlord to really speak on this. So would a landlord, if a landlord doesn't feel like you should live in this property, can they just immediately say get out? Which is like the equivalent of YouTube changing its policies, where the algorithm no longer favors your channel. Like, they made some change in the algorithm that no longer favors what your channel does. Is that what you're trying to, is that the analogy you're trying to draw? YouTube is like a parent. Within reason, I think. I feel like as long as you have that lease, they can't kick you out until that lease, like, expires. Or if there's something that you violated on the lease. Unless there's somewhere on the lease where it's like, if you do this, that voids the lease. I don't remember what was on my lease. I don't remember what was on my lease. What else do I want to do? I know we've kind of been standing here doing nothing. It's like I'm staring at this, and I see it's all full of creosote. And I'm like, I need a way to move this into like a tank of some kind. Tank. Strengthened glass, iron ring. Can I make any way to store fluid? Favorite hub model? Dan? I was like, for some reason, why did it do that? Oh, there it goes. That's weird. Why did it do that? Why is it written like that? I veto that question. I veto that question. I choose not to answer. God damn it. Stop watching porn. Porn is so fucking lame. Here's the thing. Have you ever seen a sex scene in a movie? You ever feel uncomfortable when you see a sex scene in a movie? Or like, do you feel indifferent? Or maybe you're like, finally, they're fucking. Like, goddamn. or you like that. Because it's like, here's the thing. Here's the thing about porn. The thing about porn is that, like, every porn video has like a micro universe where there is just two people who are inclined to have sex with each other because the plot of the video, like, wants them to. And that makes porn incredibly boring and unstimulating. Like, I think arousal is an entirely fair emotion to invoke in media or in art. Like, think of all the... You think people made nude statues back then? Not because they were gooners. Because it's like, you know Pygmalion? You remember Pygmalion? If you go back in history, that guy might have been the first ever gooner. He made a statue that he fell in love with. He started talking to it, and he started treating it like it was his wife. He made the first ever waifu. And like, Aphrodite was like, ah, fuck it, we'll make her real. Sadly, Aphrodite isn't real now, is she? So no, your waifu will never come to life, no matter how much you want her to be. But like, going back to my original point, it's like, I think it doesn't help when like it's all really badly acted and you don't feel as invested in the people that are involved in the video. So it's just like when they start having sex, I'm like, I don't fucking care, dude. I'm like, you're only having sex because like the story wants you to. And it's just like, it's the same thing in actual movies or in actual shows where like people have where like two characters have zero romantic chemistry and only get together because the story demands it to. It's like very surface level writing and it's very surface level execution. And it's just like, that's what makes all porn like just slop. I know it's a very passionate answer, but I'm like, this is why all porn is boring. Canadian Fly Captain, hi, welcome. Why do you think like, I think it's like, you probably get more interest or like stimulation or of that same stimulation if you read a fanfic of like characters that were actually well written. Like if you think of two characters that like you really like in a story and you see them get together in like a romantic relationship, probably some people have written like very sexualized fanfics about the two characters. And probably people read them because they like the characters a lot. You know what I mean? Because I think there's like you're more invested in the two people in question. It's like any rom-com. It's like a bad rom-com is a bad porno is like a bad rom-com. It's like a worse version of a rom-com. What is that? Get that out of here. Anyway, that's my take on porn. I'm not gooner-minded though, trust. It's just like, I'm just saying that like, porn is not as interesting as people make it sound. It's not as interesting and stimulating as people like think it is. Like no matter how like sexually attractive you find the people in question, it's just like, it's because I care about writing in my porno. I care about writing, all right? I care about the narrative here. It's like I don't care. It's like I don't care if they're fucking. Like, why are they fucking? Like if the foreplay sucks, like why do I care about what they're doing? Why do I care about this? I don't. It doesn't make it. Well, then write your own. Maybe I should be the change I want to see here. You know, like, I don't know. I just don't care about porn anymore. I only consume sexual content from enlightened media, like smut. I prefer to read words than watch videos. I'm not like an uncultured degenerate. I read smut instead. And women older than you. Dude, honestly, what the fuck are we even doing right now? I'm standing around here talking about porn. I think it's more, I'm waiting for this, because I want to hammer this. I want to hammer this, and then we're going to go actually find gypsum. We're going to go find gypsum, and we're going to go, like, think about Minecraft for a bit. Because, like, I don't know, I just didn't have anything to talk about, now you brought it up. There was no other time I would have been able to bring up this rant. There would have been no other situation where I could have ranted about this. Those Notch tweets, huh? What is Notch talking about now? He's always been like a questionable dude. He's always been a questionable dude. I know he's like been working on like a new game. That's one thing I know about Notch. Is this soft mallet what I use or is it an actual hammer? I think it's an actual hammer. Notch drops a wizard game, I think. Well, like, were you about to say that he's like said something controversial again, or like, or are you just like talking about like the game he was working on? So I need this, and then oh right, the reason we got the water. Okay, now I remember why we even got this water. It was to do this. I mean, his tweets in general. I haven't paid much attention to them. All right, so that's a stack and a bit of calcite dust. So calcite dust is used to make bucket of concrete. In fact, it actually only makes concrete. At least like in the crafting table. Stone dust, 2 calcite dust, 1 bucket of concrete. Alright, well, we'll see how many buckets we're gonna need for this. So we'll leave the calcite dust in here. So we have about 3 stacks of calcite dust. We have about 5 or so stacks of quartz sand. We might need more stone dust. These need to be smelted later. Fire, clay, dust. So let me toss more of this in the in here. As long as nothing else is being used right now. It was in the compressor. And then also break this down. Alright, so here's what's on the agenda right now. We need to go find gypsum. Is that a damn vending machine? Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing. It lets me buy things that I otherwise would have to go get myself, like pistons. There's also one more bit of stone dust here. I don't know, I gotta go check if we can actually make stone dust ourselves. I'm pretty sure we can. Alright, I think we're gonna go on a little trip. We're gonna go find gypsum. So let me also turn on the GregTech ores. Let me also make sure this is set. Raw gypsum ore. Let's see what we can find. Let me check the lunchbox check. I don't know what food that was. I think that was berry medley. You know what? That's a good idea. Let's go make some more berry medleys. Spider died here, potentially? Make sure to watch out for him. Yeah, the moose man. I gotcha. I'll make sure to... What should I... How do I fight off the moose man? What would I want to do? Like, when he appears in front of me, what should I do to fend him off? Hide? Is he nearsighted? Is he nearsighted? Or like, could he see like very far away? I just want some intel. Let's go mine. Do I have another modifier on this? No. Whatever a moose does. Well, it's like you kind of don't want to look at a moose in the eyes. And like if you do lock eyes with the moose man, if he behaves like a normal moose, you would normally want to like back away slowly and not really make too much eye contact with him. I learned that from Curious George. You remember that show? You remember that show where like he lived with the man with the yellow hat and that guy owned 2 houses? Do you remember that? Like, dude, this guy was rich. This guy I do. No, like, so I think in the movies he's called Ted. I don't know why he doesn't have a name in the show. But like in the Curious George show, he owns a house in the country and he owns an apartment in the big city. I don't know. I guess it was just a reason for the show to have 2 like supporting casts. Which it's like there's like 2 groups of characters that like George interacts with that are from like the city and some are from the countryside. That's fucking crazy. 2 houses that he can wear a fancy fucking hat all the time. Yeah, he likes the color yellow. Looks like he likes all the yellow stuff. Yeah, there were like 3 Curious George movies. But then there was like the TV show, which was more of like a kid's educational show. Bananas and shit. Yeah, it's like the Curious George TV show was more like a kid. It was definitely much more of a kid's show where it was just like... What was the show really about? I guess it was more about like... It was one of those like critical thinking type of shows. You know, like it wasn't really meant to teach like a very specific lesson, or it's not very explicit in the lessons it teaches. It's kind of meant for like the kid watching to kind of derive meaning from it, which is good. That's healthy. I think George thinks the man is a walking banana still. Is that something in the book? It was about George being curious? Yeah. Yeah, that's really what it is. George coming across a lot of weird things he's not familiar with and a lot of strange problems that no kid would ever have that he ends up solving. Like there was a lot of little nifty contraptions that George makes in the TV show that are honestly like really cool. Like I remember when the man with the yellow hat, like his hat gets messed up one day, and then like George, to make him feel better, like makes him his own hat. And he makes like a paper hat with a bunch of little like gizmos attached to it. And I was like, that was so wholesome. That was a really wholesome episode. And he was just like, he was like using duct tape. He was using like all 4 of his arms to just like build this hat. It was really cool. The one where he gets into jail. Are you talking about the movie? I want to say there's one of the movies, there's this dude who's like trying to hunt these 2 rare elephants and George tries to ferry them across the country. And that dude is like trying to sell them off somewhere for money. Like the bad guy. Because I don't know, I never knew Curious George movies would have like a villain. No, the book? The one where he goes to jail. What did he do? What did George do? What did he do exactly? Yeah, Curious George was always a show that I would watch like maybe at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was always on at 8 o'clock. And it was just like, back when like everyone watched broadcasted TV. Apparently Making Money is a villainous act in most movies. No, but like the two elephants are trying to see their kid in the zoo. That's all they wanted. I don't know. It was either like those two animals belonged in the zoo, and it was just like this guy was essentially trying to steal them because they weren't like, they were outside the zoo. And he was like, well, I can get away with just like taking them and selling them somewhere and no one would ever know. But it's like, no, George wanted to reunite this elephant with his family. These like elephants with their kid. I was like minding this because I wanted to collect this. Okay, but what if you were getting paid like 200,000? Well, like that doesn't matter to George. You see, like if I was the guy in question, I would have offered Curious George 100,000 to look the other way. That's what I would have done. But he didn't do that. The guy didn't do that. And then like George ends up foiling his plans. Because in every kid's show, like adults cannot like match the intelligence of literal children. That's how it works on TV. What is George gonna do with the money? I don't know. Why don't he think it over? Why doesn't he think it over? I thought George was good at doing that. That sounded racist as hell. I thought George was curious. Maybe he should ponder about what he should do with the money. An ape? He doesn't have a tail? I also remember the one thing that stood out to me. So like, I think the Curious George show, it loosely adapts some of the books. And I think I remember, does anybody remember the Curious George book where he breaks his leg? Do you remember that? There's like an episode of Curious George where he breaks his leg. And it's just like, throughout the episode, he's like, his leg is like progressively getting better. But like, no, the one thing that stuck out to me in the book is that when he broke his leg, one of the people that saw it happen said, yeah, good, serves him right. I don't remember the context. All I remember is that George injured his leg and some lady said, serves him right, fuck around and find out. I was just like, sucks to be that guy. And I was like, what a fucking asshole. Damn. I don't remember why she said that, or why like, or like, I want to say the way George broke his leg in the book was the same way he breaks it in the show. It was like, that episode was loosely based off that book. I don't know, I didn't read many of the Curious George books. I think by that point when I knew about Curious George, I was a bit too old to like read those books. See, when I was in elementary school, there was this thing called accelerated reading. I don't know if anybody remembers this thing. Like, I bet all of you are too young to know what accelerated reading is. So accelerated reading was this thing, short, like, it's AR for short. It was this program where a lot of different books, specifically children's books, they had these little tests that you could take online. And it was a way for your teacher to like gauge how well your reading skill was. So basically, you'd read a book, you would take the quiz, like you would take the quiz when you like felt you were ready to take the quiz, and it would ask you about like what was like some random questions from the book. And if you, depending on how well you did, you get some points. I had something similar to that years ago. Yeah, it's not something that's around anymore. Sometimes when I think about these old things I used to have when I was younger, I'm like, huh, that's kind of interesting that something like that used to exist in like the old version of the internet as I knew it. I don't know, I didn't appreciate it enough. Because like when people like get really nostalgic about what the old internet used to look like, I start thinking about it a little, and I'm like, yeah, I remember Arcade Street. Yeah, I remember Game Sloth. I remember Cool Math Games. I remember Pop Tropka. I remember Club Penguin. You know, like the website had a lot of neat spaces like that, and it doesn't really have that kind of stuff anymore. Probably because like online games just in general are much more prolific. So like no one really makes like online browser games anymore. I remember Friv. I don't remember Friv. Do you remember like, do you remember like at the end of some TV shows, they would be like, hey, if you want to experience like more stuff related to the show, go to our website on like thechannelname.com. I think PBS Kids used to have that. There was like PBS Kids, where there was like the PBS Kids site, and they would be like, oh yeah, you know what's really cool about this website? You can watch episodes of the show on demand on there. Back when like people called it on demand before streaming was a thing, before like the term streaming was a thing, and people were like, you want to watch the episodes on demand? I think like Netflix used to be like that. Netflix used to refer to it that way, or Xfinity. Is Xfinity still around? Wait, was Xfinity bought out by someone? I don't remember. Fuller's Earth. This white ore is gypsum. I actually don't remember. I was like, I don't think Xfinity is around anymore. But I do remember Xfinity commercials. And like the whole concept of on-demand. I remember like watching normal analog TV, and they would like have advertisements for things that were on cable TV. I remember when they used to do that. But that was before like in 2008. Did you have a favorite cartoon growing up? So, okay, I think, I feel like it'd be too easy to say Arthur. Like, I think I was really fond of Arthur when I was a kid. But I'm thinking like, was there any other shows? It's like, I didn't grow up with cable, so I had like PBS Kids as like one of my main outlets. I used to watch Cubo when I was younger. Rescue Heroes was a very fun show. I used to really like Rescue Heroes when I was a kid. There was also, what else did I used to watch? Mine was The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I do remember that show, actually. I vaguely remember it. See, when I was in like Vietnam when I was 8, they had cable TV, so I was exposed to like a bunch of like pieces of media that I didn't know existed because it was all on cable. Like, I saw like an episode of like Naruto. I saw an episode of Naruto and without any knowledge of what Naruto was. When I was like when I was like maybe 7 years old. I watched like, it was like an English dub episode of Naruto, and I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what the episode was about, but all I knew was like looking back at it, I was like, yeah, that was Naruto. And it wasn't something I thought about until I was much older. I don't know, what other shows did I watch, like, religiously as a kid? Probably SpongeBob for me, as basic as it is. Yeah, I didn't have cable, so no Nickelodeon. Yeah, like, whatever was pulling up on, like, your Saturday morning, like, I used to watch a lot of Sonic X. Like, the Sonic anime that used to exist. Still a very good show. I think it still holds up, mostly. I don't know, looking back at it, I kind of realized, like, some of the animation quality in that show is, like, very inconsistent. Like, it kind of just hit me. It was like, watching some episodes of it, I was like, damn, did it always look like that? Like, sometimes there would be, like, some animation that I'm like, damn, that looked really cool. And then other times, it's just, like, two JPEGs, like, fighting each other. Two JPEGs fighting each other. Maybe they'll reuse the same shot for, like, a scene. They'll do something like that. They'll have, like, the same stock image that they'll show as, like, an establishing shot. Yeah, it's like, if you watch the first episode of Sonic X, and, like, you see just how good the animation is in that first episode, it's like, enjoy it while it lasts, because the rest of the show doesn't look like that. The rest of the show doesn't look like that in most cases. It was cool, so it was cool, so it was alright. Yeah. Also, it's like one of Jason Griffith's better outings as Sonic. I don't know, I would say he's definitely the most inconsistent voice actor of the three. He's definitely the most inconsistent. Like, there are some games where he sounds so weird, but then in, like, others, he sounds amazing. And in, like, in the anime, I thought he sounded pretty good. I thought he sounded pretty good, and I wonder why he sounded so weird in the games. He sounded really weird in the games. And like, up until, like, he sounded really good, like, for the last 2 outings he had as Sonic, and then they replaced him. And I was like, why? I was like, why? He was doing great. Like, if I told you about the order in which I played Sonic games, I think my first Sonic game, believe it or not, was Shadow the Hedgehog. That was actually my first Sonic game. Like, my first ever exposure to Sonic. I don't even think I watched Sonic X yet. I think it was, like, maybe at one point I just discovered, like, 4Kids. I discovered, like, 4Kids at one point, and I was like, hey, that's Sonic the Hedgehog. And it was just, like, it was familiar to me because I was like, hey, they have the same voice actor for Sonic. Sonic Boom was a good show. Yeah, I do remember. I do remember people liking that show as well, even though, like, the game was really bad. So I was like, hey, I'll watch Sonic X. I'll watch it because, like, I like Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was, like, kind of cool to know that, like, he just had the same voice throughout all the games as, like, I don't know, it's not, like, as weird of a concept. I think it was, like, I played Shadow the Hedgehog, I played Sonic Riders, where I was just, like, oh, so this is, like, he's the main character. And I was like, Shadow the Hedgehog is some other dude. Shadow the Hedgehog is some other dude, and I didn't see him, like, I saw him in the anime, I was like, yeah, that's the guy from that game I have. I'm like, that's that guy. And unfortunately, I never really got to experience, like, Shadow's backstory with, like, just through Sonic Adventure 2. Because, like, Shadow the Hedgehog pretty much spoils most of his backstory. Well, I don't know. I think, like, maybe you'd, like, maybe there is some merit in playing Shadow the Hedgehog before really playing Sonic Adventure 2. I guess there is. Because like in every timeline of Shadow the Hedgehog, you kind of just like see a bunch of like bits and pieces of his past, and like Shadow is trying to make sense of it. At least like I feel like that was the intention. But it wasn't executed very well, but I feel like maybe that was the intention. Where it's like every avenue he travels down gives him like more bits and pieces of his memories. And then like at some point he just like creates some interpretation of it for himself. Which like at the very end of the game, he also just creates some very own interpretation of like what he believes his past is. And he just like says, fuck it, I'll just go on with my life. And that was one of the last times Shadow was a cool character. I don't know. As much as I was like pretty lukewarm with like Shadow Generations. Like we played it on the channel and I was like, yeah, it's decent. But I felt like the story wasn't really doing it for me. I felt like the story of that game wasn't doing it for me. When I was really down with the idea of Black Doom coming back to be a villain, where I was like, oh, that would be such a sick concept, where it's like, oh, after he killed like Black Doom, they find out that the eye is missing, and Shadow knows that like he can dissect his eye from himself, and he's out there somewhere. So it's like he becomes like a looming threat in the background in Shadow's life, up until like he reveals himself and he has like some new plan or something. But unfortunately, they had to tie the game to Sonic Generations and involve time travel in it, which I thought was really lame. It's like the story's premise alone I already thought was like kind of sucked, but like the game played better than Frontiers. The game was better put together than Frontiers. It's like nobody can convince me that game was good. I think we were a little too, we gave it a lot more leeway when we first streamed it. I gave the game a lot more leeway. But I think, like, Ben, you were there. You were there when this happened. I think the moment we leaned back and, like, thought about everything we saw up to this point was when Sonic and Tails were, like, laughing together and Sage stared at them and started having, like, a weird flashback of all, like, or lack thereof, quality of time she spent with Eggman. And we were, like, and there was, like, this really shitty music playing in the background. And after that, I think, like, I didn't say a word. I think I was almost completely silent until Ben said, "What the fuck was that?" And I was like, okay, yeah, can we talk about that? That was weird. I don't like how that scene was executed. It was like, it looked really stupid. And I couldn't take it seriously. That was a good time. And it was like, that game was, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? It's been almost 4 or 5 years at this point since Frontiers ended. Which, like, I feel like they should have never released the game in the way they did. Like, with, they basically released bits and pieces of it. Or it was like, I feel like the final Horizon wouldn't have existed if they didn't have, like, so much pushback where people were like, yeah, I don't like the ending of this game. So they were like, okay, let's make up a new ending for the game. But then it was like, the new ending, I felt like undermined everything in the story. I felt like it undermined most of the plot up to that point. And I was just like, okay. I was like, you'd be missing out. It's like, you don't really get the best experience with either ending. There's not a huge amount of gypsum ore here either. I'm like, is gypsum just not common? Or maybe I'm not, like, digging into, like, the actual core of the vein here. But yeah, that's how I felt about it. It's like the order, like, after I watched the anime, I played Sonic Adventure 2, and that's where I was introduced to the concept of, like, people having different voice actors. Because, like, I remember when at the beginning of the game, once he started talking, I was just like, whoa, why does he sound like that? Well, it was like, I think I didn't notice it at first. But as, like, the game went on, I was like, oh yeah, he's clearly not voiced by the same person. And then, like, it became especially noticeable when Tails started talking, and I was like, whoa, why is his voice so deep in this game? I was like, why'd they give us such a deep voice? I almost prefer that voice. I almost, like, prefer that voice for Tails. Him having a deeper voice. But, like, having a deep voice, but still sounding like a kid. I kind of preferred that. And then it happened again when I played Sonic Colors, and I was just like, oh my god, his voice is different in this game, too. He's got a completely different voice, and that's the voice that they currently use. To this day, to this very day. And I personally, like, don't really fuck with his voice, like, at all. I've never been a fan of his current voice. There we go again, you liking older women? When did older voices? Hey, maybe because it was actually better. Like, I personally just prefer, like, I just don't really like his current voice actor. It's like, what's funny is that I like Roger Craig Smith in, like, other voice roles. I've liked his other voice roles. One of the few voice roles I don't like him in is Sonic. I just don't like how he sounds. I just personally don't like it. And you know, when like Frontiers rolled around, people were like, oh, he's going for this like new, like darker take on the character, where he's like voicing him like with this deeper voice, where he kind of just sounds like Kyle Crane from Dying Light. And I was just like, as the game went on, he also just kind of gave up on sounding like that, and he just started sounding like his normal self. And I was just like, wow, if that's not like a defining feature of this game, is that it's very unsure of itself. I don't know what is. The game felt like the game really wanted you to think it was more interesting than it actually was. Like, to think its story was far more interesting, and like the lore in it was far more interesting than it actually was. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of those people that died in those Gundams. Like, I did not give a shit. What the funniest part is that one of the flashbacks is done in, like, I feel like they used concept art for one of the flashbacks. And I was like, there's no reason all the other flashbacks were animated cutscenes, but like, for some reason, the flashback he has with Tails is like a JPEG. And I was just like, that's not an artistic decision. They just, for some reason, did not make a cutscene for this. It's like, otherwise, they would have done this kind of style for all of the characters. They would have done this style for all of them. I don't know, maybe I just secretly disliked Frontiers from like the beginning. And I was just like, I don't really know what to think about the future of like Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm kind of accepted that I don't know. Kind of accepted that it's just like, maybe it's just not gonna, whatever it's gonna be, it's just not something I'm gonna like. And you know, other people might like it, and they'll like defend how it is. And I guess I'll just have to live with it. Because, like, I suppose... Oh, what the hell? Oh, wait, that's a block. I was like... I thought that was a cave. I guess I just have to deal with it. I guess I have to get used to things I like kind of either becoming bad or just, like, disappearing. And maybe it was better off that they disappeared, rather than, like, kept going until they sucked. Until they suck, and it's like ran and produced by people who don't really understand what makes it good. Like, I'd rather just have the franchise die at that point, Calamity. Well, it's like, okay, Calamity, like, sucked until, like, the Brainstorm update. Default Calamity mod, like, Death Mode, that shit sucked until, like, the Brainstorm update made it, like, actually playable. And I was like, okay, maybe it's actually, like, maybe this is actually, like, going in a good direction. And then it's just like, well, not anymore. Oh, well. I don't know, it is what it is. Gypsum, we'll have to double this too. I mean, like, at least, like, Calamity Fables will be allowed to exist. We'll see, we'll have to see where that goes. As in the leadership was gonna turn it all to shit anyways. Yeah, it's like, when Fabsol left and they, like, moved on to do the other things, I was just like, okay, finally, we're gonna not, like, maybe the mod won't be, like, maybe Death Mode won't be dog shit. I don't know. I'm thinking about, like, what else? Are there any other franchises that, like, I used to enjoy, but, like, I know they've kind of just gone bad? I mean, okay, what the hell's going on with Super Mario? I'm very surprised that they've gone, like, almost 10 years without a 3D Mario game. I mean, like, Bowser's Fury is, like, the closest we've gotten to, like, a new one. I find that really strange. It's like they're two Mario movies in, and they haven't capitalized on it at all. Is that not strange? Like, I don't know, maybe... Yeah, like, this might sound crazy. I was like, what if Nintendo wants to, like, experiment with being, like, a movie an like a movie studio instead of like a game company. You think, is that a crazy thought? Like Nintendo wants to just move on from being a video game company in the same way that they stopped being a board game company and became a video game company? From like way back when. You think that's a crazy thought? I mean, they'll probably still continue making games. I'm just surprised they haven't made any Mario games. At least like a 3D Mario game. Like Odyssey is still the most recent one. I remember when that came out. It was a surreal time. 2017 was like one of the last like really, really good years for video games. There've been some like decent years, but like, I don't know, the AAA market just was never really the same after Fortnite. It was a horse armor moment where it was just like once people realized there was a market for people wanting to play a free game, but like having a lot of in-app purchases that they would pay for later, a lot of people jumped on it, and then like people who still had games that were paid for still did it, which was like even crazier. Like it's one thing playing a free game and maybe you like bought into some microtransactions later. It's another thing when you pay $70 for a video game and they expect you to like sign up for a battle pass. And especially when that game will only probably last a year before they release the next game. I'm not being subtle. This is about Call of Duty, by the way. I have no idea why anybody like still invests their time in Call of Duty. It actually made me curious. Like, I looked up the original Call of Duty. And believe it or not, the original Call of Duty is actually, it's a single player game. Call of Duty, I don't think Call of Duty had multiplayer until the second game. Which I found really interesting. It was like, the original Call of Duty was just like a bunch of like small war stories that were just where you just like followed like a couple soldiers in like some specific battle, and you led like a bunch of AI partners. You had like a bunch of AI controlled partners, and I was like, that was so interesting to think about. Here's zombie. I'm just gonna get out of here. That was a lot of gypsum. And like a lot of mineral sand ore, which I don't know if I'll use. Yeah, that's a good haul. Oh, right, it's in this. I was like, where the hell's all my cobblestone? Oh, right, I still had this on. I don't know if any of you guys have, like, a franchise that you've fallen out of love with, or, like, you used to like, but now it's, like, kind of dog shit. But that's, like, those are some of the examples I had. It's like, I think most things, there are most pieces of media that I like, that I probably prefer how they used to be, like, maybe 15 years ago or so. And I think they were in a much better place then. I don't need to eat out of my lunchbox if I could just, like, pull from the trees like this. Alright, how's the mallow-berry bush looking here? Yeah, so, like, right here, I can actually just, like, do this. I don't know why that bush isn't, like, very large. Let's try that. Let's see what, maybe that's the problem. I think it was the berry medleys I was missing. All right, so what are we looking at here? So there's asbestos, categorize. Here's stone dust. Here's the gypsum ore. This is what we were trying to use. Because like gypsum ore, put it in a macerator, crush it into gypsum dust. And that's used to make the actual fire bricks. You need 2 for each. So basically 1 ore can make 1 brick. Because we double it and turn it into dust. Alright, here's more of this. We'll just macerate this for the time being. Because like we still have we got the buckets of concrete to make. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. So if I take like all the buckets I've ever owned, I'm just gonna grab this. How much does this repair? Oh god. Wow, you need a lot of obsidian to repair this. Okay, I'll need to keep that in mind. That takes a lot. Yeah, effective durability, tool XP. All right, I'll keep that. I'll make a note of that. What the fuck was that? That wasn't anything important, right? I don't understand how that happens. Like, what could possibly have exploded? That sounded really close, too. Keep collecting this, because we want to be able to keep making more avocados. Or not avocados, guacamole. Huh. So I need buckets of water. Let's see about... bucket of concrete. Oh wait, another thing we gotta do. We have to smelt all this. Yeah, this needs to be smelted as well. Alright, leave that in there. We're gonna basically try to make as many buckets of concrete as possible. So it's like, we're probably gonna need to favorite the recipe to do this. So you need 2 buckets. 1 empty bucket and 1 bucket of water. I don't know, I'm thinking like, what if I just make a shit ton of buckets? I was saying that we need to go on a trip for more iron at some point. It's like, it might be better for us if we just do that. Might make things a bit easier. Let's just make 12 buckets for now, okay? I know we spent like an insane amount of iron. So basically, we want to have this positioned out here. So we essentially have to keep, like, collecting water. And now I need to bring, like, the rest of the things that we have to use in here. Let me also check inside the multi-block goals. I also want to check that we're going to be getting, like, the quest right. So we need 28 iron plates. We need 216 fire bricks, 72 gypsum dust. Okay, I'll need to make sure I've got all the plates. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're out of iron now. There's more gypsum in there. I'll leave that in here. It's like, it's probably more gypsum than we need, but I think we need at least 2 of these. We need at least 2 of these in total. So let's take all this and put it inside the work table that's outside. Now, obviously, some of it will need to be in my inventory. Probably the buckets of water. Let me also harvest this, because we definitely, I want to keep the animals fed. Not sure if there's anything interesting I can do with carrots. I don't know, maybe we can make toast or something. Yeah, see, they keep trying to path out of the... They keep trying to path out of this thing. I don't know why, they really want to get out. Ah! I don't know what the fuck that was, but go to sleep. Well, what the fuck even was that? I don't even know who that was. That's terrifying. Like, there was no one there. I didn't see anybody. All right, well, let's just continue working. All right, so here is all the fire brick. I mean, 4 stacks. Actually, wait, am I missing one? Yeah, 4 stacks. I think that's a modest amount of bricks. I don't think that might not be enough. How much do we have here? Oh wait, no, I think we have more than 216. So gypsum. We're still waiting on the macerated gypsum. I don't know, part of me is like, is this even worth it? I'm not sure yet. It's like, I'm not sure how much faster, like, so, like, if I look up macerator. High pressure macerator, steam macerator. You can turn this into the high pressure macerator with a steel plate and cast iron. I wonder how good this thing is. So it's like 80 liters of steam, time 10 ticks. From what I'm seeing, that cuts the time in half. However, it uses double the power. Let me check something else then. So if I look at this, macerator, LV, I heard like a fly. I was like, a fly like buzzed around my head. Yeah, so what is this? 40 seconds. This is for the bronze macerator, as opposed to 20 seconds. All right, well, that might be the first thing we need to make, because that thing takes forever. Yeah, 26 of this. And I guess it's like we turn it into this, but we need to, it's unwashed. However, 2 of these makes 1 brick. So this is like 11 bricks we're holding, essentially. I don't know, I'm not sure if this is a process that we care to wait for. We could always go and find more gypsum. We could just go find another gypsum vein. We could do that too. It's like, I might actually, I'm considering it. But one thing I noticed is that we are out of... I think we're out of iron ingots. There's 2 there. There might be like magnetite lying around. I could always use Damascus steel if I want to like change things up a little. Also, I need to maybe set up like more coke ovens. I don't know. I kind of just don't want to get rid of this creosote. This creosote just feels like valuable. I just don't have a tank to store it in right now. Yeah, fluid tank. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make this. Unless there was like some way in the quest book that that like alluded to a way to do this. So fluid tank from Ender IO. Sear tank. Part of the smeltery keeps any fluids it has when harvested. But then also making a glass block is not easy, I don't think. Alloy smelter, you need a mold, and then you need glass dust. Not sure if that's the... I don't think we have any ways... Arc furnace... World gen loot... Oh yeah, I guess you could find this out in the wild, can't you? You might be able to just find them in a roguelike dungeon. You can find glass. I guess I didn't think about that. You know what? I'm gonna do it. It's like I am getting a little too impatient here. So first off, I'm going to use some of the Damascus steel to actually make a Damascus hammer. Actually, maybe I won't need to do that yet. Fuck it, just hammer it. Because then I gotta hammer it again. Whatever, the rest of that can double. And then I'm gonna need more water. Alright, there's gypsum dust. So I think we've got everything to make 1 BBF. I think we do. It's just, we'll need to get familiar with the crafting process. So here's what needs to happen. I'm thinking about how we want to approach this. So you have the gypsum dust. We might run short. We might get bottlenecked on stone dust. That's the one thing I'm worried about. Because I want to say stone dust is not exactly like the easiest thing to make. That's iron dust. Stone dust is not the easiest thing to make. Like, I think you can make gravel and then you can macerate it, but macerating takes a while. So that's like another reason that I'm like, I think we need a macerator. I think that's the first thing we make. That's the first thing out of steel that we make. I don't know, I think before I do any of this, I know like I'm being anal about it. Was this iron? Yeah, there was iron here. I'm actually gonna come down here and just like mine some of this. Because I want the quest for the plates, and I also was short on iron anyway. What does this ore make? Is this copper? Yeah, it is. I think we were out of copper, so I kind of wanted to come back down here and mine this. Especially now that we have, like, a better pickaxe. We have, like, a way faster pickaxe. And you know what? We're one step closer to obsonite. In fact, we could probably... That might be one of the other things we'll need to make. Like, definitely need to make. Make a forge hammer. Not really sure what we'll make it out of. We might be able to get away with making it out of, like... Maybe just make it out of obsonite. I don't know how good obsonite is as, like, a toolhead material. Either that or, like, maybe bronze. We'll also need more redstone. It's nice that copper is the most common ore in this vein. Because, my god, do we need we need, like, a good bit of it. Here's a stone hive. I don't know, I've gotten a scoop. I'm not really sure how we get into bees yet. I've never heard that noise before. That was a weird noise. Dropped obsidian pickaxe again? What does that mean? Did it, like, upgrade? We can smelt all this. Alright, we'll have a shit ton of copper from all this. Then we have an extra piece of stone dust. Alright, 60 stone dust. I don't know. I guess that makes like about a stack of fire bricks. I guess we'll see where this gets us. Yeah, I need 56 of this. Just for completion's sake, all right? Yeah, while the rest of that's smelting, let's set up the crafting repertoire for making a fire brick. Okay, so what we have to do, essentially, if I remove all this, I'm gonna need a bucket of concrete, which I believe we have. Oh, it takes clay dust too. I think I have clay dust. Or did I turn all of it into fire brick dust? Oh, damn. Yeah, wow, okay, I did not know you needed that. Alright, let me see about... Okay, we need to go back to the mesa biome and get more clay. Did not realize that was used, the clay dust was actually used in part of the recipe. I thought it was just made for the fire brick dust. I just want to verify, this is what makes the clay dust. Yes. Yeah, we save a lot of time doing it this way. think it's like 1-to-1 on the clay dust anyway, so I don't know how much of this I'll actually need. It's like maybe 3 stacks will be fine for now. And then I'm gonna need to smelt more. I'm gonna need to smelt more stone. Ow. Yeah, I need to start tracking down like more high saturation foods. See what else I can make. I've got so much stuff growing in this garden. Maybe like making a proper kitchen or like a proper house. A proper house would also be nice. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I want to live in the Hobbit hole. Well, we're really just waiting on more stone to smelt. Alright, let's see what we can do with just this. Alright, now it's finally time to do this. It's been a long time coming, alright? So let me examine this recipe. So I know I need to favorite this recipe. We've got all the raw materials right here for it. With iron bucket version. So remove this. Bucket of concrete is used to make this. And I, once again, don't remember how to do this. We'll do this first thing in the morning. So we could do that to make a bucket of concrete. And then we could do that to make 1 fire brick. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I mean, like, that's pretty nice. I just gotta keep finding more water sources. It's like, we'll just see how many we can make right now. We'll see how many fire bricks this gets us. Oh, okay. We're finally out. So we're out of gypsum dust. Oh no, we're out of fire brick. Okay, fair enough. I mean, we have 42. So now what needs to happen is that we have 36 fire bricks, but we need a brick blast furnace. Okay, and that's also really, really cheap. I mean, in terms of GregTech. All right, I hope all 2 of you are ready, whoever's in chat. Let me pull out my wrench. Do I still have my wrench? There it is. Then I also want to pull out 4 blast furnaces, which I believe I was keeping for this specific moment. Well, I have 8. I'm definitely making more than one of these. Make me a brick blast controller. All right, time to get some steel. So I believe that. Okay, so no, we need to actually acquire 8 steel ingots in order for this to work. Now, here's the other problem. I don't know how much coal coke we're gonna need for 1 steel ingot. We have 12. And I guess, like, oh, right, we also need, like, how much lava's in here? We're gonna need to get some lava. All right, well, I guess, like, one of the things we need to do, we need to take a step back. I think we need this. We need the barbecue gloves. Yeah, so we could just, like, collect lava. I kind of forgot lava was involved in the recipe. Well, we should at least start harvesting the cotton for gloves. Part of me, like, wants to make a bigger field for cotton. I don't think that'll be necessary. I don't know, we could just make another seared tank and just, like, carry like a crap ton of lava up here. I want to say we've got enough to make another. Yeah, seared tank. Yeah, this thing's actually easy to make. So just make another one of these seared tanks. And then I guess we'll... make 1 bucket. We only need 1 bucket for this situation. Because you need 2 sources of lava. So here's the other question. Where do I want this? Where do I want this thing? I think this is like the machine room. So I think maybe somewhere in here. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll move this. Maybe go this way or something. What the fuck was that noise? There was like a beep. I don't know what that was. I'm not sure what that noise was supposed to be. I thought it was like a fire alarm or something. But I was like, no, a fire alarm would have been way louder. Give me a second. Give me a second. It was alright. I thought my life was in danger, dude. I was like, I heard like a lot of knocking. I heard like a beep. I was like, what the hell is that noise? It's someone was actually someone forgot their key into the apartment. They were like moving some furniture or something, so I had to go open it. All right, so what was I doing here? Where were we exactly? Hopefully he doesn't forget his key again. I'm not going out there twice. Hey, does this make more torches? It does. It makes 5. But why would we want to spend that? All right, well, let's go. I think like we can definitely go in this direction. So I think like for now, we can leave this here, and then we can leave our cast right here. Let's take it in this way. And this will basically be our blast furnace room. I don't know, hell, maybe we could even make it our coal coke room. I don't know. And then we'll have it like embedded into the wall, and then we will also be doing wall sharing. We're gonna definitely have to do wall sharing. There's a lot of gravel right here. It's like the most I've used my shovel this stream. I don't know, maybe we can... Let's go make some more torches. Gotta keep this place lit up. We don't want any uninvited guests. We don't want any mobs spawning in the ceiling either. Damn, why was there so much gravel back here? I mean, like, I'll probably need this if I want to make more, like, coke furnaces. I want to make more coke ovens. Alright, let's go get the lava first. So basically, we're gonna get, like... We'll probably need at least, like, 4 buckets of lava. Because I think that's what allows us to make 2 ovens. 2 brick ovens, or brick furnaces. Ow. It's fine, I have a lot of health, I could take it. How much is this? 4,000? I mean, that's actually enough for what we want. You know what? We could have drank a fire resistance potion instead. Alright, so now the next step. I need to remember what this looks like. So I think it's like this. The controller's in front like that. And then what also needs to happen is that if I grab... like this, and like this. Did that work? I have no idea. It's like the lava disappeared inside the thing. I'm not sure if that worked. Let's test it out. There's a skeleton walking around somewhere outside. It's nighttime. Or no, that's a spider. Oh yeah, it's working. Now, how long does this take exactly? Steel. 240 seconds. So 6 minutes. It takes 2 coal coke. So we can get like 6. Well, we'll need more of these, basically. Yeah, creosote oil. I don't know. Do I just like... I really don't want to get rid of this supply. Seared window. I don't know where else we get a tank. Stainless steel tank gauge, water tank siding, iron tank wall. Has 16 buckets capacity per block. Mobs cannot spawn on this block. So variable size hollow. You know what? This might be what we're looking for. Just takes a lot of iron. So variable size hollow. Heights 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Diameter is 3, 5. Has 16 buckets of capacity per block. We'll look into this tomorrow. This might be what we're looking for. That spider sounds really close. He must be like directly above me. It's just, I feel like we'd be wasting, so much like creosote if I broke the coke ovens. So screw, plate, screwdriver. That's gonna be a conjoined effort with basically all of my tools. And at least, like, we also made, like, a lot of iron anyway. And it's like, I don't think we need to necessarily make this thing that big. All right, let's do this. So let's see about, I think, how much of this are we gonna need? I have 2 screwdrivers apparently. So I need, let's just make all of these into, let's just make as many screws as we can for now. So I need a file, no, I need a saw. Well, there it is. My first steel ingot. Well, like, officially made steel ingot. Yeah, we'll definitely need more than one of these. So I guess, like, if this took like 36, we're gonna need like 20 more of these if we want to like make a wall that's like essentially covered in these. I don't know, maybe we'll start decorating this place. It's like we've been living in this like cave for so long, we might as well make it look kind of nice. Wouldn't hurt. How does one make a saw? See, a saw blade, which is just, I think, 2 plates. I think it might actually just be 2 plates and... 2 plates and a file. Or is it just 2 ingots and a file? No? So, saw blade. Alright, game, you got me. How do you make this? So you need a saw. How about iron? Magnetic iron, deep iron, shadow iron. Oh. I do have a stick lying around. And then I use the file, no. I use the file again to make this. Which I need another file. Okay, that's easy. That makes 32 of these. So to make a iron tank wall, 10 of these. So variable size, hollow. Its height needs to, it has to be 4 high. It has to be 3 wide. Something like that. We'll go a little extra, all right? We'll have it like slightly embedded into the floor. I think we do have more iron lying around. Or do we? Shit. Damn it. Alright, we may or may not have used up all the iron. Wait, are we serious? Oh wait, no, we got more. Alright, that requires another file, apparently. I don't know, we'll make 2 files to anticipate the next time it breaks. Yeah, this thing does actually use a lot of iron. But hopefully it'll be worth it. I think I'm making this thing correctly. I need 6 more of those. Or I could be super lazy and just make it smaller. You know what? Fuck it. It's like, it doesn't have to be this big. There. Alright. So, look, it takes 576,000 of this. Wait. Yeah, like, Jesus Christ. Okay, what was I even worried about? That takes so much creosote. I wonder if we can use bronze pipes for this. Like, I just need these emptied out right now. Yeah, is there a way to just, like, multi-block goals? Oh, wait. 576 buckets of fluid. That should be enough to store all the creosote. Iron tank valve. Oh, okay, so there's a valve that's able to move stuff. Iron bars. Iron tank. This takes glass, which we can't really make right now. Oh yeah, I guess we get this. I will honestly... So, choice of reward, iron ore berries. How about we take the gold berries? What did that get us? I don't know what the other reward was, but here's a Zeppeli. Oh, wait, potions of invisibility. Alright, well, that makes this wait a little less bad. And what else should I do here? So I've got, like, steel being produced. I also noticed it gave me 50 technician coins. Yeah, we have like 290 of these, which is actually pretty nice. Buy crop sticks, you can buy fertilizer. Oh, right, I wanted to put more iron in here. Is this iron? No, it's copper. It's like Fuller's Earth. God knows what that even is. Someone's dying out there. Good. Yeah, it's like we need to start putting actual coal in these things. So, was there a coal vein somewhere around here? I feel like we did run into one. Magnetite and gold. Yeah, there's coal and lignite coal up there. Yeah, there's several places we can get coal ore. Because we need it for more coal coke. This isn't gonna last us. And then I guess we also need fire brick. Which is like, we need to go tear down like another roguelike dungeon and steal the bricks. So we can make another one of these. It's like, we definitely need more than one. We'll also knock the wall here back a little further. Yeah, there's like so much gravel. Holy shit. Yeah, there's even more right here. Alright, this is a suitable room for all our steel production. We need something that isn't torches. I don't know, man. We'll figure out something later. So what? There's gonna be like... There's gonna be one here. There's gonna be one here. Yeah, so we can have like 4 slots here. Maybe like roughly 4 of these sound fine. At most. So we'll also need the coal coke to back it up. And then we're also gonna need... We're gonna need like a tank valve. Either that or I'm just gonna have to keep like manually pulling these out. It's like we're gonna need to store this creosote. Because I'm under the impression you need a valve to actually move anything into here. Also, I'm under the impression that if you actually break this, it just destroys the entire, like, source of creosote. So, well, what about this? Like, maybe we should make this now. So, multi-block. Must be in bottom 2 layers to output liquid. So in other words, if it goes in through the top, it's input. Now, what about coke ovens? That's not the same thing. So coke oven turns coal coke, produces creosote, 10 pollution a second. Oh, there's a coke oven hatch. I didn't know about this. Automating the coke oven, input, output, cycle mode with the screwdriver. So I could basically make these, like, from the top. I could put these on, like, the top of the coke oven and then just, like, have them funnel into here. So that's a grass block. Okay, that's as high as we can be. Yeah, basically, we want to come up here. We want to essentially... Let me see here. So this is the top center of this guy. Something like that. So this is where we mark like where the hatches are. I don't know, we might end up losing a lot of the creosote. But we want to automate this. Let me see about how many hoppers do I have? I have 6. So I can actually automate this. So coke oven hatch, coke oven brick, chest. Unfired coke brick, sand, okay. Just trying to remember how what we needed for this. And then I'm gonna also need a form, these forms. And we could go find like some pit somewhere where no one cares about the sand. And since we can insta-mine everything, it's like we can get all the sand we want now. Alright, so get all this made. Yeah, we're gonna wall share the fuck out of this blast furnace. I don't want to make that many blast bricks. So what I might do, I might replace some of the dirt in these buildings with just cobblestone or like brick. So it like looks a bit less stupid in here. Looks a little less hidey hole-esque in here. So I need a bronze fluid pipe too. We need this bronze fluid pipe. And then we're gonna need the coke oven hatch. And that's gonna take some chests. We'll just make 4 of these. I have a feeling it does not retain... Oh, it does. It actually retains its storage. The fuck? I hear a cat. That was odd. Where was that even coming from? Oh, it is nighttime. It must have been like an enemy. There's no way. There's no cats that spawn around here. I've been like doing a lot of indoor work. That was so loud. They must be like directly above me. Alright, so what we also need is this intake valve, which takes large pipes. And I think that was all of my bronze. Well, this is why we collected some of this. Oh, shit. Oh, we're just out of fuel in general. Yeah, we'll need to keep making more fuel. God damn it. Alright, well, we'll need this to build up again before I can use it. But I need to make more bronze. How are things looking back here? Alright, well, we're almost at 8 steel ingots, and I think that actually begins LV. Which is, again, this is the farthest I will ever be since the last time I ever played GregTech. It's been an interesting journey, and I'm glad we've gotten this far. I hope you found this intellectually stimulating. Yeah, I guess, like, it's probably perfectly valid to put the input pipe right there. Yeah, what else is going on in this section here? Steel chest, GT tank ULV version, quite different storage. Better than iron, steel barrel, flint and steel, and then backpacks. Power of the sun, steam alternatives. You get beans on toast. Upgrade coal boiler. Oh, did this have to be crafted? There's a clear view. Oh, I guess there's a whole process of how to make glass. Okay, are you still living in your dirt cobble hut? How about getting some sunlight? Grind up some sand and flint and craft glass dust. Put it in your smelter and pour it into a casting bin to make clear glass. In order to use it for recipes, it needs to be chiseled. Macerator no longer gives tiny piles. Oh, I didn't know this was a thing. Quartz sand, tiny pile of flint dust. This thing gotta macerate. Or you could do that. Well, I did smell like a decent bit of stone. Okay, so we were able to make glass the entire time. I'm just a moron. Oh, there's also a clipboard. I think I actually do have an extra wooden plank. Or like an extra wooden plate. Yeah, I do. I might actually make this. So paper, screws, iron spring. Iron rod. Yeah, let's make this thing. This is very important. This is so I won't constantly lose track of everything that's happening. Now, the issue is, do I actually have paper? I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, it's like, we probably would want to get our hands on paper bark. Is Chad. Okay, so mortar, Chad, and smooth slab. I've got some of this ground. That beans on toast was not very fulfilling. Alright, so, what does this do for the quest book? Hooray! We did it. Is that it? No fanfare? Oh wait, no, there's like more that has to happen. There's also going to the nether. Okay, this isn't the end. There's also obsidianite. It's time to upgrade again. You can make obsidianite by mixing obsidian, steel, and zinc in the smeltery. Obsidianite pickaxes are able to mine ardite in the nether. Leave the rest of your obsidianite as liquid in your smeltery. You'll want to use it to make the tool forge. You need 16 ingots in the smeltery to make 2 large plates. Now, that's the interesting question. Let's see if we can make a tool forge. So, a tool forge needs the following. You need these 2 items. And then you also need a tool station, and then you need iron blocks, which I believe the compressor's got your back here. Yeah, you can just do that. And then a seared stone slab, which... have I gotten seared... Do I have seared stone? I don't think I do. Yeah, I guess, seared stone. So 360? I would need like 20 of this. Hopefully it doesn't mix with anything in here. I need to smelt this. Oh, let's also see about the steam buildup, and then let's make some more bronze. Yeah, alloy smelter, we're all good to go. Alright, so just make me more of that. We're also gonna need to get more iron if we want to be able to make the iron blocks. That's an iron tank wall, don't be fooled. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I think my saw is back in my chest. It's like I keep losing track of all my tools. So we're gonna need to do this. And to make a clipboard, we also need a saw. Yeah, you see all this nonsense in my inventory? Like, goddamn. I also guess we could probably do this. Let's see what happens if okay, see, every time I put away my tools, I'm like, oh wait, there's something I need to do. And then it requires one of these tools. I need this. Facing up mode inputs. Wait, what? Wait, how does this work? Where was even this quest for the coke oven hatch? It's like, I saw that this was a quest. I was like, it was definitely a quest. Where was this done? So there's hoppers. Lapis. There's this. Mold. Pumping water. Using steam to cook things. Yeah, I actually don't know where that quest was even offered. Automated coke oven. So now as you're able to create bronze pipes, you can finally create the coke oven hatch. So item input, item output, fluid output by right-clicking on it with a screwdriver. Oh, right-clicking with a screwdriver. You moron. I'm gonna need one more of these pipes. Yeah, so right there, we're probably gonna need one of these valves. So we'll need 2 more of those pipes. We'll need more of that bronze. So I need the large pipes. So we need 2 of these. And then with that, we also need a lot of iron bars, which we are short on iron. Like, we're really hurting here on iron. We're also hurting on storage. Like, I haven't gotten any gold lately, so I haven't been able to upgrade any of these chests. I don't know, I might need to sort these out between, like, dusts, ores, and ingots. It's also nighttime again. Yeah, I'll need to run out to one of those iron veins that we've got. I also need to start thinking about what I want this hammer to be made of. It's like, I think for now, we could just make the hammer out of bronze. I think it's perfectly valid. Not sure what the handle will be made of. Oh, wait, there was iron in here. You know what? I'm actually going to take, like, the remaining iron for this. I need to keep one of these, because I needed to make the spring. And this allows me to make a clipboard, which is like an ordeal in itself to create. To make a damn clipboard. Give me that. Bibliocraft, that's a throwback. Saw the Calamity mod situation? I did. Yeah, I did Corruptify. I was talking about it earlier today. I need this. I need more screws. I'm out of iron. That's really the bottleneck right now. We need more. It sucks, but I guess we could go to Fargo's now. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll ever really touch Calamity mod again. The mod's been abandoned. Nobody's really happy. All the people that were associated with the mod, or most of them, just don't want their stuff associated with the mod. It's like, if those Infernal Eclipse videos come out, those will be like the last Calamity-related stuff that'll be uploaded for the time being. Damn, I have no room for anything now. I need to expand this storage. Calamity is dead? Well, for now. It's like, there'll probably be Calamity Fables will like roll along. We'll see what becomes of that. Apart from that, yeah, the original iteration of Calamity, one of the most popular mods ever made, is now dead. Is pretty much dead. I mean, I talked about it earlier in the stream. I was just like, there's so many talented, like, talented mod creators making some incredible looking mods. So I'm not too concerned about Terraria's modding future. It wasn't like, Calamity isn't the only mod. Calamity isn't the only mod out there. But sometimes it feels like that on my YouTube channel. Like, I feel like people only ever watch the Calamity stuff. Which I'm like, it's fair. Like, that's fair. It was the most popular mod. It is the most popular mod out there. But sometimes it kind of... I would feel kind of bad for, like, some of the other stuff I work on. Where I'm just like, hey, you want to see, like, split mod? And, like, nobody cares. I do think that the devs of Calamity will go on to other stuff. Yeah, that's probably what'll happen. Some went on the Fargos. Yeah, if they want to they want to keep their Terraria modding fix. I don't know, I've always wanted to, like, mod Terraria, but then, like, I got caught up in, like, just, I think yellow and brown Limonite. I think I got caught up in, like, Unity, like, engine stuff. How close to BBF? We have one. We have one BBF. I think this is all iron. I think this vein right here is all iron. We have one. We'll probably make more than one. But, like, I think what I want to do now, I want to make a hammer. I want to finally make a hammer. LV machines incoming? Yeah. I want to make a hammer, and I want to probably make one of our first LV machines. Which quest opens the LV, like, quest line? Like, that was one thing I noticed. In Steam, which quest activates opens, like, LV? Is it going to the Nether, or is it making the tool forge? Or maybe it's multi-block revolution. Oh, what the hell is all this? Steam machines you've been using until now have served you well, but there will be a time you need to process more items. That's where so-called multi-blocks come in. There's a variety of Steam multi-blocks available to you. Go look at the mass processing quest tab. Oh wait, did I not claim it? Steam Squasher is a goated material, by the way. Oh god. Probably shouldn't have claimed it down here. Or is it better than iron? I'm noticing, like, oh, it's the quests that are shaped like, it's the quests that are shaped like this. Not as good as steel. Mostly, this is used in machine halls, or in tools if you don't want to use steel up for that. To make cast iron, you can either use a tinker smeltery to melt iron ingots down and cast them into iron nuggets, or use an iron nugget and a saw to craft iron nuggets. Then put these in a furnace to get cast iron nuggets. With the compressor, you can compress them into ingots. Interesting. Yeah, there's also flint and steel, and then the nether. What I do know is that I think almost everything here can be smelted into iron. Like, I think the brown and yellow limonite is what I want. This is all iron. And the banded iron ore. Hi, Hannah. Welcome to GregTech, the wonderful world of GregTech. I'm learning as if you don't know anything about this, I am in the same boat. This is the farthest I've ever been. Could you imagine if they put vein mine in this? Could you imagine if vein mining was in GregTech? Today my friend placed in industrial TNT and set it off near a vacuum freezer at an implosion chamber. You know, things I've, just normal things people own in GregTech, I suppose. Wasn't that bad, surprisingly, although it obviously blew up. Alright, well that's the iron ore quest, apparently. Oh, this pickaxe is also about to break, so we should probably leave and go home. The Question Sugar LV is making a steam turbine. Okay, I'll do that later. Because I don't think I noticed the quest. I don't think I noticed a quest that mentioned a steam turbine. I'll go check in a second. So multi-block revolution. I'll just check this. Imperfect overclocks. This tab introduces you to a wide range of extremely powerful multi-block machines. Here are some terms you should be familiar with as you enter the world of multi-blocks. Overclocking, imperfect overclock, perfect overclock, parallel. Machines which parallel act as if they are running multiples of themselves. Input separation. If power is interrupted during operation, your inputs will be lost forever. Be careful. Yeah, learned that the hard way. Lost a couple things like that. Please abandon Steam the nanosecond you make a distillery in a pump. Yeah, obviously we'll forgo it at some point. I'm not sure I understood what Hannah said. Can you rephrase that? I'm not really sure what you meant. There's one more steel ingot. So here is my block of seared stone. I know I need this for later. Yeah, let's start looking into obsidianite. Yeah, I was also making some more coke bricks because I was making coke hatches. Yeah, holy shit. My inventory is cancer right now. This is wait, what the hell? When did I get all this clay dust? How long have I had all that? Why was that in there? I was like, that was supposed to be going towards the fire bricks. Since I'm Japanese, I can't understand even 20% of what they're saying. I'll just enjoy the atmosphere. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm not even Japanese, actually. I'm Vietnamese and Thai. But I guess he sadly can't understand as much. That's okay. That's okay. You're welcome here anyway. It's like, I don't understand, I understand 0% of Japanese. It's alright. I forgot why I was even smelting iron. What was this for again? I think this was for... I mean, we just needed more iron in general. I think it was for the fucking tank valve. Tool forge? No, the iron wasn't used for the tool forge. I wanted to make a tank valve to automate the creosote. That was something else we were doing. Did I make the extra pipe? I thought I made more bronze. 39 of this. You can use a smeltery faucet, no? Wait, for what? We're also getting, oh wait, I guess like the tool forge also needs iron blocks. It does need iron blocks. You need a smeltery faucet. Here's what's going on up here. So there are coke oven hatches. You can put these on the coke ovens, and you can set them for output. So it's like mode is in output fluids, and then I put it in this bronze pipe. Basically, I want to take it over here. To this iron tank from Railcraft. And then, like, you know, I don't have to worry about creosote being backed up. For now. This is like... How much is in this? This is like roughly... This is gonna fill up like half the tank, honestly. Like, it's actually a lot of creosote. Well, I'm not sure how much is a lot in terms of the mod pack. I wanted to make another one of these. Send a screenshot of what I was talking about in the Discord. What the fuck is that? Is that a Tinker's Construct faucet? I didn't know you could do that. That's interesting cross-mod stuff. I mean, like, I think the hatch, what we're doing now is fun. So, file. I also want to make iron bars. You only need 2 of these, and then the rest of these become rods. I might have made more than I meant to. Yeah, I made 6 when I meant to make 4. Alright, here's a valve. Version 2.9? Yes. This is the beta. I mean, like, this has been the current beta, and I don't know when they're making the next beta. Alright, I need to fix this. We'll need to also go get more obsidian. This is apparently not how this works. This is how it works. What? Oh, wait. Hold up. There we go. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, what's happening here? Alright, cool. So, we'll just let all this move. All this stuff is now being drained. This is actually the first automation we've ever done. This is the first automation that has ever been done in this mod pack so far. The first time we've done anything useful. It's the first time I'm not getting my hands dirty with something. We might need more gold. I want to upgrade these chests. Yeah, the upgrade of the upgrade. It's upgrade time. Unlock redstone and obsidian level for your different tools. Fuck is that? Thaumium and slime binding. Steel sword blades. Fresh tool head starts at 1 level below, so you'll need to use it enough to level it up before you can mine the proper level. Go strip mine a mountain or something. And then I guess, like, we have to make steel tools at some point. I don't know, maybe we could probably get away with a steel hammer. I was like, we can either make a steel or a bronze hammer. I'm not entirely sure which one we'll get away with making yet. But what we also need are coal. We need to actually go mine out a coal vein. We actually haven't done that yet. We haven't actually gone through, like, to an actual coal vein. Yeah, we have 11 steel ingots currently. Then we got some ashes. I want to say... So we need this. We also want to go find... We want to go find, like, more... Oh, shit. We want to go find more, We want to find lava. For, like, more obsidian. What the hell's going on here? Who are all these assholes? God. Jesus. Go away. Go away. Please leave me alone. I only wish to build my machinery. Could you imagine, like, so I was thinking about pollution in this, and I was just like, what other consequences does pollution have? Like, if there's really high pollution, what does it do? Just make your machine slower? Does it become like, does the space around me become like radioactive? I wasn't entirely sure. I don't know, we should have done this a while ago. What turn, or not radioactive, like, it is like, what does pollution do? Does it just make your machine slower, or are there actual, like, bad consequences? What are the actual, it gives you annoying debuffs? I see. Can we wear like a hazmat suit or something? Like slowness 2 or 4? Well, like, are we at a point where we're not even like fighting enemies anymore? Is there like pollution in like those alternate dimensions? Turn it off. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like thinking, if it's on and pollution exists, there must be a reason that it's like there, like a game design reason. I wasn't sure if it was like the intended way to play without it, or like with it. It's a chunk-based thing. I wasn't sure if it was like an intended game mechanic I'd be able to like mediate. Nobody likes it. So why did they keep it in the game? I was like assuming that there'd be like measures that you can take to like just keep it from happening. I don't know, potential? Potential game mechanic? Alright, I'll think about, like, I think by next stream, I'll probably also, like, enable chunk loading for, like, with the FTB chunks. With that mod. It's in this, I just don't know why it's not being used. Okay, so I have steel, I have obsidian, I think I also need... I also need this. I also want to say, like, we've been putting zinc in here, too. No and no, we're fine. So, obsidianite. Let me take a look at this. That's not obsidianite. What the fuck? That's obsidianite. Why are there two obsidianites? It's a molten obsidianite. So you need molten steel, molten obsidian, molten zinc. I think the steel we've got on us is plenty. So you need, like, zinc the most. What the fuck was that noise? Oh, was that one of my machines? That noise scared me. I was like, that sounded like a monster. The fuck was that? Yes. There's already obsidian in here. Molten bronze, molten brass. I don't think there's anything in here that mixes with what I've got. I mean, I might empty out some of this anyway. Ingot cast. Might actually empty out some of this anyway. Like, for example, we don't really need those gold ingots in there right now. Because, like, I stupidly thought that gold ingots were used to make casts. How stupid of me. To think that Tinker's Construct worked the way it did in normal Tinker's Construct. That's the only reason there's any gold in there. Okay, it looks like all the creosote has moved. Oh, wow. See, like, that's already, like, half. We'll need to go chop down some trees. Get some more charcoal going. Or we go mine a coal vein. Molten brass, blood. Oh, there's my seared stone block. Yeah, I figured that made a coagulated blood. Seems edible, but somehow it's just not appealing. Oh, what the heck? I was just memeing. I didn't think that was actually useful. Okay, cool. Yeah, give me more of that. I don't know, is that random? Alright, so toss this in. I've never seen this. We'll do that. We'll see how much mileage we get with all that. There's also some extra bronze in there. We don't need that. It's like I'm better off taking it back and using it for something else. If they start producing 16 consecutive batches of coke, the coal industry is in for a rough time. We need more. We need more coal coke in general. Because we need it for the steel. I don't think that's going to form an entire ingot. It will. And then we'll just get rid of the excess. I don't need it. The 4 bronze nuggets in there, they're not important. There's also like molten brass. So we're gonna want to start doing this. We need to start setting up like the tools we need for the hammer. We'll need that too. Keep the brass. Yeah, I actually need it for something. That was my mistake. So where is... There's a couple things I need. So inside the part builder, which actually there's already cobblestone in here. Oh wait, I'm gonna need to make... Fuck. Charcoal can also be used for steel production, but double the length. Oh, okay. Good to know. And probably double the charcoal. Or you probably need a lot of charcoal for it. Keep the BBF running overnight with the charcoal going in it. Yeah, I guess I wasn't really up on the stencil game, was I? Was it wooden... Wooden frame? No. What are these things called? Patterns. Yeah, I was not keeping up on the paper game here. So we need Chad, which I have not really been... I've not really been paying attention to like the sugarcane out here. I've not really been collecting it. We'll just do that for now. Alright, how are we looking here? Oh wow, that's actually not that much. That was only 9 obsidianite in total. So we need 16 obsidianite ingots. Actually, I'm gonna repair my pickaxe. We might be with this pickaxe for a bit longer. So I'm gonna need this to get more obsidian. I basically dumped all my steel in there. Didn't I? No, I've got 5 more. I got more zinc too. In fact, I think I got some zinc ingots right here. I don't know, we're gonna need to go collect more obsidian. It's not exactly fast. This pickaxe isn't exactly fast, but it's like durable. It's like, I think our actual bottleneck is zinc. We need to actually go like collect more zinc, which we have not been doing. You know, this is hardly the grindiest thing we'll do in this game. This is one of the grindiest things you'll ever do in normal Minecraft. Just mining obsidian. I think I just lost that block of obsidian, by the way. It's probably one of the grindiest things we'll do in this stream. It's all part of the greater narrative of building a BBF. Or at least more than one. Yeah, let's just take 24 of these. I think that's good for now. So what we gotta do now, we need to go and run around a bit. We need to find more zinc. And then, like, we're out of coal coke. I don't think you could even buy coal coke in here. Nah, you can't do anything. You can't do nonsense like that. Yeah, there's 10 zinc ingots. There's more obsidian. I guess I'll just toss the steel we have in there right now. So here's two things we gotta do. We need to go out and find a coal vein. And then we also need to go out there and find a... We need to also go out and find... What's it called? Oh, I have more iron in here. I completely forgot. And more food. I need to go find a coal vein, and then I need... I guess I just need to bring it back and get more steel. I need more wood, too. Because I need more charcoal. Oh, it's zinc. We need more zinc. So I think first things first, I'd like to chop down some of this. I guess a lumber axe would also be in order too. We definitely want a lumber axe. Like, could you imagine just how much wood we could collect with a lumber axe? Could you imagine how game-changing that would be? How life-changing that would be? I think those are basically the two, like, main tools I would want. We can make them out of bronze, too. Like, we don't even need to make them out of steel. I think bronze is a perfectly valid material, because I'm not going to be using them for, like, mining ores. will probably be some of the last trees we even cut down, like, this way. Because I think, like, once we get that tool forge, we're gonna make a lumber axe. We'll make one just out of bronze. We'll upgrade to, like, a steel one later when we have the materials. And then in the morning, we'll go and get the coal. Oh, this tree can live for now. See, like, there's so much to do. I haven't even found time to, like, breed the animals. Alright. Oh. So we have another 4 stacks of wood we could put in here. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go and get some coal. So I think there's one van out here. It's the first time we'll actually have proper coal. And then what we'll also do, we do need to go back to like a roguelike dungeon at some point. At least like a new one we haven't been to, and collect all the brick. That'll allow us to make like more fire brick. We'll see how much more we can get, but like I think we can at least have 2. You should use your coal for pretty much only coal coke. Yeah, that's honestly why we're starting to collect coal now. Highly recommend using diamonds as fuel. I did not know you could do that. Like what, just put diamonds in the furnace? Like put diamonds where as fuel? What machine is this about? They're equal to a stack of coal. Boilers. The fuck? You serious? That's like, that's just like a weird concept that diamonds are used as fuel. I'll go look into it when I get back. I have 1 diamond. I've been using it even till now. Only use it when you're actively using all your machines that keep running out of fuel. Alright, I think this will be enough for now. It's nice that this vein is solely coal ore. There's not all these other nonsense ores like taking up everything. And then what we're also gonna need to do is that we're gonna need to run around a bit and find some zinc. Like, I've been neglecting to pick it up when I see it. And we got food to burn. It's like, now that I'm thinking about finding zinc, I'm probably not gonna, like, get as much. Like, there were probably, like, piles of zinc that I would see, and then, like, I would just ignore it. Yeah, you see what I mean? There's, like, no zinc. I don't know if it, like, spawns in certain biomes or not. I know these give back a decent amount of hunger. Yeah, okay, there's some. Yeah, it's like, I guess, like, if I were to ever replay this for whatever godforsaken reason later, I need to remember, if I see it, remember where it is. Or if I see it, take it. Because zinc is actually kind of important. Second playthrough should be Garden of Grind. What's Garden of Grind? Is that like another GregTech thing? You start with absolutely nothing? Just the void? So what do you do in Garden of Grind? I don't want to step near there. That's got a spider spawner underneath it. Is this vanilla Minecraft? No, that's GregTech. Okay. I was like, you didn't answer my question at first. I was just like, is this GregTech, like, oriented? That's why I was, like, really confused on what you were talking about. Can't you buy zinc? GregTech Void Block, basically. Well, okay, Joel. We've made one BBF. It's just right now I wanted more zinc. I was like, can we actually buy zinc? Basically, I think, like, the next goal is to make a hammer. Buy it? I didn't know you could buy zinc. I was just, like, running around, like, collecting, zinc gravel to, like, varying degrees of success. Yeah, damn, these pears are actually really good. Hold up. Yeah, I only found 10. You can buy 32 for blacksmith coins. Shop's very nice. Yeah, so far I only found 10 of them, like, just sitting around. Probably walked by a lot more, just never thought to pick it up. Tis what the coins are for anyway. Yeah, pretty much no one was in chat when I made the BBF. I was like, damn, nobody gonna be here for the parts that matter. I was like, I'm glad you've all... Well, better late than never. I'm glad you're all here. Didn't know you were streaming? I didn't know today was a stream day. I literally pinged everyone and said, we stream Mondays and Thursdays now. I literally added everyone. I was like, yo, how many of you got the Discord notifications for my Discord off? How many of you have turned them off? I'm like, that's what I'm starting to think. That's definitely what's happened. Didn't know today was Monday. Okay, I can believe that a little more. The weekend went by, like, slowly, but then at the same time, I was like, damn, the weekend's already over. But where's my house? Or how was it? Wait, how was what? Sorry, I missed... Oh, take a quick peek at your DMs. It'll show why... It'll show you why I didn't notice your ping. You know, Joel, honestly, sometimes I forget you're even in the Discord. I sometimes forget you're even in that Discord. Did you basically ping everyone just before you start any stream? Yeah, and then a second ping goes out that there's been that the stream is beginning. I don't know why I do it that way. I don't really know why I do it that way. Alright, so here's some coal. We can take this out. In with this. I don't know why this is kind of bugging out. Oh, this is actually like a lot faster. Or no, wait, is that wood? Yeah, that's wood that's in there. Yeah, how long does it take for coal to become coal coke? 90 seconds? Okay, that's actually not bad. As for everything else, we'll see what we can do here. You can make charcoal coke as well? Really? Oh, I mean, you could use charcoal. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think we can get away. We can still, like, we can use actual coal coke. We have, like, we can supply that much. Oh yeah, part of the reason I got all this iron is because we need, one of the things we gotta do. Jesus, that fucking noise. Once you get a lumber axe, you immediately go back to charcoal, free wood for days. You know what? True, very true. Alright, wait, why is there's 22 coal coke in here? What am I doing? Why wasn't I making steel? You fucking moron. Alright, so this 15 obsidianite. Okay, this is good. So what I need to do now we need the stencils. So I need the Chad. I need this. I need mortar. Going for the tool forge? Yes. I need that hammer and lumber axe. I would love that. I think it was wood pulp? No, not wood pulp. It was sugarcane. Oh, shit. I didn't notice it was nighttime. See, like, I've been doing so much stuff now that I just kind of forget, like, what time it is. Let's also repair these tools here. Keep these sharp. Oh shit, there's no lava in here. I'll need to fix that right now. I think the one bucket I use is outside. It's like in here. Yeah, or else making all the fire bricks. Or no, it looks like all of it's filled with like buckets of concrete. Let me check somewhere else. What on earth is... I was just like, what the hell? It was like really throwing me off visually when I saw that. I was like, there's like a smaller dude. There's like a smaller dude and a larger dude. Jesus. Stop walking along the coast, you piece of shit. Died yet? Not in the last 2 streams. Armor creeper. Okay, that guy's dead. I just find it interesting that that creeper was like smaller than the other one. I don't know, we got to like half a heart. We definitely had like a half a heart moment in like a roguelike dungeon. Oh, what? Oh, right. Huh. You get to the bottom floor? I have not. I'll have to remember to open these later to get the... charcoal out of it. Alright, this chest is gonna have to start containing blocks for a bit. We're getting a little too backed up here. It's like, we need to redo this storage. We need a new storage, like, area. It's like, this is not cutting it anymore. I don't know. We need to put it, like, somewhere else. I'm not sure where. Yeah, here's the blast furnace, by the way. I think you saw it, but basically I'm gonna wall share a bunch of them. I think, like, having up to 4 will probably help. Put storage next to the machines? I could do that, yeah. Have you learned auto-crafting yet? Like, how would I do that? Put storage next to it will save so much time. You can auto-craft. Oh, this stuff. I thought you were talking about, like, some machine that lets you auto-craft. There's a sear tank here, but I kind of don't want to break the smelter. I don't know, I think there's a way better tank we could be using than this one. And I think, like, you need to make glass. Helps at making the fire bricks. I was using that other thing. There's, like, a crafter from forestry that the quest book makes you make at some point. We're gonna need to refill this at some point. Ow. I don't have the oven mitts yet. I haven't made them. Unnecessary. Alright, let's see what the zinc progress is. Okay, so we got enough. So what I need... Oh, I still haven't done this. I just never bothered with the sugarcane. Hammer and axe is such a nice upgrade. Yeah. So, paper... So, to make Chad, you make it like this. I don't know, I should have been collecting that while I was out, like, running around. Such a Chad. Yeah, we're now, like, actually running out of food. Here's the paper. So many unclaimed quests? Yeah, I know. Oh, you can buy 50 chat at the vending machine. I'm like, see, what we should have done was made the paper trees. We could totally make the paper trees. Oh, I guess you can't buy them at this point. But yeah, I guess it looks like you can't buy zinc. But for now, we've got enough. One paper bark is a must. Okay, it's just a jungle sapling. Honestly, we can go buy jungle saplings. Or no, don't we have... We definitely passed by a jungle. But, like, for some reason, I don't have jungle sapling. Whatever, fuck it, we'll buy one. Fine. It's like, I don't know why we didn't do this already. No, oh god. Fucking, no, he's much larger up close, you see? Like, fucking hell, I hate that. Oh, hey, he spits out string, interesting. He's much larger up close. Oh, where do I want this? That's fine. Alright, good stuff. Can you bone meal this? Ooh, you can. We have plenty of bones. You can bone meal this. Alright, yeah, that thing is worth it. That's very worth it. Yeah, I didn't think to try it. Up until now. Alright, make some blank patterns. So, here's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need the tough binding pattern. We're gonna need the tough tool rod. We're gonna need a lumber axe. We're gonna need a creeper head pattern. And we're gonna need a hammer. I don't need the excavator for now. Alright, inside the part builder, we now need to do this. Tool binding, I need to make a head. I need to make a hammer. And I need to make a tough tool rod. And then also an axe head. I don't think we have enough brass in the system to make all this. Alright, we're down to raisins. So we're gonna need to go do something else. So obsidianites. We'll make this first. Because I want to say this is 2 each. Yeah, large plate cast. While we're doing this, we also need to go to the compressor. Let's stop this, honestly. Oh, it's apparently not receiving enough steam because of this thing. I need to make 4 of these. So, obsidianites. So, let's see here. I guess I also need a quest for, like, an obsidianite ingot. Hearing your power fails keeps making me want to look around and see what's wrong with my base. It sounds like there's not enough obsidian in this. It's like, for the quest, I need to have an obsidianite ingot. Because I want to make sure, like, we're still doing the quest book correctly. Let me go get some more cantaloupes. It's like, we can get some more obsidian here. Is this, got a dye bag yet? No. There's a lot of things I probably don't have that I should have at this point. These obsidian tiles can't even be used for, they can't even be used for tinkers. I'm just, like, checking if there's any, like, normal obsidian in here. I mean, it's a loot bag that gives you a bunch of dye. No, I haven't seen it. I'll probably need to make the rounds in my garden to, like, get all the food I need again. So you can't tell, we're, like, literally burning through all of it. Yeah, see, it's like the cantaloupes are also, like, wearing thin. So I also need, like, a bit more steel in here as well. So I'll need the hammerhead. I'll need a tough tool rod. Is it actually only 1 ingot each? Okay, it's actually only 1 ingot each. I thought it was 2 for some reason. Alright, so now we essentially got all the pieces. I don't know, we could make the hammerhead out of alumite. Not sure yet. Either that or we can make it out of bronze. So I need this. Bronze? Yeah, it's probably smarter to make it out of bronze. Tool forge, I'll need the tool station, I'll need seared stone, which I actually did make in advance. I just need to saw it. Like I said, we're gonna need obsidian. My tools were bronze until I hit HV. Yeah, I guess there's no reason to make it any stronger than that, unless it's like the pickaxe. Nah, it's like, I want to make this tool forge, and then we'll end the stream. I think this will be the perfect way to end the stream. Alright, so there's 5 obsidianite ingots. I just wanna make 1 obsidianite ingot so the game knows. So there's obsidianite. And then here is the tool forge. So it also needs the tool station. Sure, we could saw it. Not sure why it has to be that way. And this allows us to make the tool forge. Alright, cool. So, now we're able to make a hammer. One block mining is so old school. Alright, so we'll need these casts, and then we'll need the hammer. Alright, let's go get some bronze. It's like, I don't think there's any shame in making it entirely out of bronze. So what is this? Would it be like 12... No, 16... What would it take, like 24? Let me check. So inside the hammer section... So I believe it's 8, 16... Let me check the cast. How much bronze is this gonna take? So hammerhead costs 8, so it's what, 24? 24 and then 20, so we need 27 of this. We'll just make an entirely bronze. Make an entirely bronze one for now. Hopefully the bronze doesn't mix with anything in there. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in there it can mix with. Pull these out, let this start producing. Yeah, here's all the good stuff. So once we're able to make this is gonna be game changing. We'll go on like one crazy mining trip and just like, we'll be able to like collect more ores than we can even like bring back. Will it be AFK time now? I don't know, maybe. I'm like, what do I feel like AFKing? It's like... I'm not even sure. So it's like the turbine. You said the turbine is the ending quest. Which I'm just like, where even is the turbine quest? Is it like beyond the, Well, actually, I can actually do this. Oh, shit. Basic crafting rotors, and then steam malicious. Okay, we're not nearly done with Steam Age then. Alright, I'm done assuming things, and this will probably be one of the last times I even open that menu. Because I like just having it build out. It'll look too overwhelming. Steam malicious is the last of Steam Age, okay. So, bronze. Make me a bronze frame. Then what we're probably gonna have to do is like load up on redstone. Load up on redstone and lapis. Like basically give this thing fortune and then like give this thing start making this thing as fast as possible. Really the only two modifiers that matter. This thing is like a slightly different texture in the old days. It's like very subtle, but it does look different. Alright. So take a look at these 3 pieces of materials. So I put this in here. We have a mining hammer. That's not even that slow, honestly. That's actually not bad. Like, this is a pretty modest mining speed. For just bronze. Alright, yeah, I'm fine with this. Alright, so, we can take this mining with us, and I guess we should also... one second. So, this, this. I think we need one of each of these. We might as well make an axe, too. Alright, I know, like, then we'll end the stream. We'll test that out and then end the stream. Actually, I don't think I have enough bronze. Never mind. We'll do this at the beginning of the next stream. I think this hammer is the perfect place to end it. We'll start we gotta leave something interesting to do in the next stream. So I'll probably save the lumber axe for the next time. I need to use the bathroom and take a shower and go to work tomorrow. You know, such is the burden of having a life, okay? This is a new era for the channel. So it's like, if you didn't see like the ping in the announcements, the schedule is different. So we stream Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's actually not that different. It's more just like, we don't stream Wednesdays anymore. Saturdays, there might not even be a stream. Like, I'll just say it if we are streaming. But Monday and Thursday, I'd like to retain, definitely. Apart from that, I think this is where I'm gonna end the stream. We actually accomplished a lot. This is probably the most productive we have been in this entire playthrough. Like, we actually made a lot of things. We have steel, we have a hammer. The sky's the limit. Well, not really. We can go further past the sky. But anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you to my moderators for moderating. Thank you to both YouTube and Twitch. I will see you guys Thursday for something new that is Terraria related. That is unfortunately not gonna be Calamity Mod. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.